So I want to apologize about the drop in spot price in silver this week. You see, last week I actually bought some silver, so it was bound to happen. And in this box is $50 face value of 90% silver that I ordered before silver took its plunge on Monday. So today we're gonna go through the 90% that I bought. I'm gonna show you what I paid, and we're even gonna calculate how much I lost and or could have saved if I would have just waited to buy it until today. I'm also gonna weigh it and see if I actually have 0.715 ounces per dollar face value, because as you know, 90% silver does have some wear, and when I was kind of sifting through these earlier, I did notice some wear in the coins. So let's get into the box and show you what I have, but before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe and help us continue to grow. My channel is sponsored by sdbullion.com. New customers can get their first order of gold or silver at spot by going to sdbullion.com/new. So like I said, I already took this out and took a look at it, so this isn't an unboxing per se, but I also did make a photocopy of my invoice, and I'm gonna share with you what I spent and what spot price was. We'll talk about the premiums, but I'm also gonna go through this, something I haven't done yet, and actually weigh it out, because there's $50 face value of 90% silver right here in this bag, and we have a mixture of, it's $10 face value of dimes, $20 face value of quarters, and $20 face value of half dollars. Now the half dollars, I believe I paid 20 cents per ounce more for than I did the dimes and quarters. And looking through it, you can see we do have some heavily circulated pieces. So this 1936 right here. And I also saw a Mercury, oh yeah, this might be it. A Mercury dime that was heavily circulated as well. You can see this one appears to be from 1917. So what I wanted to do, like I'd said, is weigh this, because with those heavily circulated pieces, did I really come out and look at this half dollar? This one's really circulated as well. Did I really come out with 0.715 ounces per dollar? Or do those super worn coins actually go beyond that regular math for 90%? So before we do that, let me go ahead and show you the invoice here. And like I said, I made a photocopy. I cut off certain portions. I blacked out what I couldn't, and you get the idea. So you can see when I purchased this, silver spot was $29.02. And what we have here is $20 face value of 90% silver Washington quarters. And then we got $10 face value. So it's $1 face value. I got quantity 20, quantity 10. $1 face value, 90% silver dimes at random date. And you can see we paid $20.93 per dollar for the quarters and the dimes. So $20.93 and 20 face is $418.60. We got $209.30 for the $10 face value in dimes. And then we paid a little bit more for our half dollars here. You can see $21.07 per face value. And like I said, I believe that was 20 cents more per ounce, which comes out to less than 20 cents per dollar more for the half dollars. And they were random date, 90% half dollars, for a total of $1,049.30. So I got a calculator up here and I'll show you what we did. So at $29.02, that is 25 cents an ounce over spot. At least that's what I was told it was. So $29.02 plus 0.25 is $29.27. Then we multiply it by 0.715, and you can see it comes out to 20.928. So $20.93 per dollar. So if we do 20.93 times our $20 face value, you see we have $418.60. Now for the half dollars, like I said, we're not going to do all these, but the half dollars I believe was 20 cents more, so 45 cents per ounce over spot. So $29.02 plus 0.45, and then times 0.715, and you can see that comes out to $21.07. And of course, if we take $21.07 times 20, you can see it comes to $421.40. So that all adds up to $1,049.30. How much is it worth today? Well, let's assume that I still paid, that same premium. So 25 cents an ounce over spot for the quarters, 45 cents an ounce over spot for the half dollars. If we take the current spot price, which is actually up quite a bit today at 80 cents, but if we take that current spot price and do the math, here's what we get. So 27.51 plus our 0.25, and then multiply it by 0.715. So we're going to be spending 19.85. That'd be rounded up 19.85. And then we'll multiply that by our 20 face. You can see it would have actually only cost me $397 instead of $418.60 for my quarters. It would have been $399.83 for the half dollars, for a total of $995. So had I waited, I would have actually saved $55. But that number would have been significantly different had I done it yesterday when the spot price was down 80 more cents. So it is nice that silver has recovered a little bit today, and you can see it's even going up a little bit more. It's gained 2 more cents since I started this part of the video. But what about the weight of our silver? Did I actually get 0.715 ounces of silver per dollar? I should actually have 35.75 ounces of silver after removing the 10% copper. And to find out if I actually got that, we need to weigh it. Now, the reason I'm using these numbers, 0.715 and all of that, if you're not sure, it's because that's the amount of silver that you have in $1 face value. And keep in mind, that number is actually adjusted from 0.723 to account for wear. So whenever you have a coin like this, a little bit of wear will have removed a little bit of the silver. So even though there's 0.723 in a brand new one like this one right here, 0.715 is generally used for trade. And if you guys want to know more about how that works, I actually wrote a comprehensive guide on my website at coolstacks.com. I'm going to link it below. And that's my first of many silver guides that I will have on my website. So make sure you bookmark it and I'll let you know when the new ones are out. But you can go check it out right now and it will tell you everything you need to know about 90% silver. Anyway, let's go ahead and weigh this and see if I actually have 35.75 ounces of silver after subtracting for the weight of the copper. Now, unfortunately, my scale maxes out at 1,000 grams, so we're gonna have to weigh two different sets here, and I'm gonna need a tray a little bit bigger than this. Hopefully, this NGC box topper will work just fine. This is the top of an NGC slab box. Let's go ahead and get our scale on. We'll see what this thing weighs, and then we'll tear it out, and we'll see how much we can actually get in here. So here we go. You can see this actually weighs 2.62 ounces all on its own. So let's go ahead and zero this out and we'll start adding some silver in there. We don't want to get too close to our 1,000 grams though. See if we can get half of it in there. That's probably good. So this first pile has 23.44 ounces. And I went ahead and made a little camera adjustment so you could read the screen just a little bit better. Let's get this side out of the way. And we'll put the tray back on there. You can see it's still showing 0 with the tray. And here is the rest of it. So that brings us to 16.325. So you can see we have 23.44 from the first weight and plus 16.325. So now we have 39.765 ounces. So to find out how much silver we have, we literally just need to multiply this by 0.9. Do we have our 35.75 ounces? We do. You can see we actually have 35.788. Now the reason that works, as I said, is because this stuff right here, like look at this Kennedy. Let's go ahead and get the calculator off the screen. Look at this Kennedy. This one is basically brand new. This definitely has more than 0.715 ounces. However, then you look at the circulated coins like this. This one's probably more than 0.715 as well, but it's lost a little bit of its weight. Take a look at this quarter. You can see this one, the rim is gone. So this one's probably a little under 0.715. And this $50 right here is definitely one of our more heavily circulated ones and also under 0.715. Overall, it generally averages out as long as you don't have a whole, if you had a whole bag of all $50 face look like this, we would definitely not have our 35.75 ounces of silver. But it generally averages out in a circulated bag to come out to 0.715 ounces per dollar, which is why that is the number that is generally used to trade 90% silver. So the good news is I did in fact get the entire amount of silver that I bought. I just unfortunately paid a little bit too much because if I would have waited, I probably could have got this a bit cheaper. So there you go, guys. I hope you learned a little bit about 90%. And like I said, I will have a link down below for that comprehensive guide on my website. Take a look at that if you want to learn a little bit more about the math of 90% silver, the history, and how it works. Do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, and we will see you in the very next video. Have a great rest of your day.